The National Museum of the American Indian, located at One Bowling Green in the financial district of New York City, is an interesting visit because it is a one-of-a-kind institution. The museum is historically important because of its location. It is within the U.S. Customs House, built in 1907. This was the site of Fort Amsterdam, constructed in 1625. This is where the Indians traded beads with the Dutch settlers for the purchase of Manhattan Island. When you enter the building, you walk into a rotunda surrounded by galleries and a semicircle. The museum owns over 800,000 artifacts representing 12,000 years of history from over 12,000 Indian cultures throughout the Americas. It goes from the Paleo-Indian era to contemporary times. A visitor will see wood and stone carvings, clothing, pottery, tools, baskets, wampum instruments, and religious and ceremonial objects. The visitor understands the depth of the collection of these artifacts from the native Indian community through their diversity. You'll see a permanent exhibit titled Infinity of Nations. This wall has many names of Native American tribes from the Americas, including New York tribes. There are over 700 pieces of Native American art from North, Central, and South American Indians. The exhibit concentrates on a shared history with all the tribes before the Europeans came to the Americas. The art you see in this museum is created by Native American artists. It reflects Native Americans today interpreting their history so that they have a voice in their culture. Often, you will see children in school classes walking through the exhibits or sitting, observing the artifacts. There is a classroom called the Haudenosaunee Discovery Room, named after the ancestors of the Iroquois that moved into New York from the southwest, pushing the Algonquin peoples into eastern New York and Canada in 900 AD. The room serves a purpose for children to sit and learn about the New York region natives, especially the Iroquois. People may say that this museum does not get into the issues such as the Trail of Tears, broken treaties, and problems with the U.S. government. But this is not the intent of the museum. The intent is to promote knowledge and understanding of Native cultures, and this it does very well. Since the museum has so many artifacts, the museum could be larger. During certain visits, a spectator may not get to see artifacts that previous audiences were able to, like Native American shelters, which are not kept out on display at all times. The National Museum of the American Indian has a part in New York history. It gives the viewers a hint of the Native American culture from the view of current Native Americans via the art. The artifacts and art help museum goers understand the culture in a calm, quiet environment while viewing the most well-known pieces depicting Native American history. All men were made by the same Great Spirit Chief. They are all brothers. The earth is the mother of all people, and all people should have equal rights upon it. You might as well expect the rivers to run backward as that any man who is born a free man should be contented penned up and denied liberty to go where he pleases.